Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Fast Break Podcast, OT edition. I'm Sean Anderson. Alongside me is Dave Oster.
What's up, everybody?
Ew.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
You're disgusting. We're also bringing back a corpse of a former Bulls. We're talking about Derrick Rose.
Oh.
Derrick Rose, now taking a leave of absence from basketball. It's a sad time.
Second time around.
Yeah, we like D-Rose. D-Rose is always good to us.
Yeah.
It was always fun seeing D-Rose. We get to see him in high school. We see him in college, and we also see him play his best years of basketball, at least in the NBA, in Chicago. So it's always been fun seeing D-Rose, but right now taking a leave of absence from basketball. I was going to say baseball for some reason. But it's due to injuries. Been injured, banged up completely. You look at least from his past career, since he won the MVP, he's played in 237 games out of like a possible 500. So he has definitely not been on the court, and it's obviously been taking a mental toll on him. We can't really blame him. I mean, you're at the peak in 2010, 2011. You're winning the MVP over Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. You're on the best team in the NBA, and then you're not able to do it in the postseason. You come back the next year, and then you get injured 39 games of the season. Huge blow to D-Rose, huge blow to the city. But looking at it, every NBA MVP that has retired and has been eligible for the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame has gotten into it.
Yeah.
D-Rose really only had 4 great seasons in his career. Do you think that's enough to get him into the NBA Hall of Fame? Or not the NBA Hall of Fame, the Naismith Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think it might come up just short. Like, he might get in based off of something else. Like, there might, I don't want to say, it's not pity, but it's like, and that sounds really bad.
Yeah.
But like, maybe this isn't the end of his career. Maybe if he continues on and becomes, 6th man of the year quality player for a couple years, he could limp into the Hall of Fame. Like, it's a tragic story, though, and I feel awful, like, joking around about it because I can't imagine what he's gone through. Being a MVP at 22, he's the youngest MVP, I think, and honestly, to peak that high that early in your career, and then to watch year after year of your prime being taken away because of injuries that you can't control.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know his landings never were pretty. Like, that was always one of the problems, but still, it's out of his control at some extent, so it's a really tough story, and I think that just the lack of games played and the lack of sustained excellence really is going to be a knock against him.
Yeah, and you look at the guys that currently aren't in the Hall of Fame that were MVPs. Tim Duncan, for sure, going to get in. KG, for sure, going to get in. Steve Nash, 2-time MVP, for sure, going to get in. One of the best point guards in the NBA. You look at Dirk Nowitzki, top 10 scorer of all time, or at least 30,000 points. One of the best foreign players of all time. He's a lock. Kobe, easy. LeBron, easy. Kevin Durant, pretty much easy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say KD's, not. KD's going to be a Hall of Famer.
When he retires, he might be the leading scorer in the NBA.
Yeah, KD's going to be a Hall of Famer. Steph Curry, one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Easy lock. And then Russ, probably going to be a lock as well. So looking at the only guy that's up in question, at least 4 current MVP winners, is D-Rose. And the thing they mentioned is the lack of longevity. 4 years that he really had were fantastic years that he was healthy in. He looked like one of the best point guards in the NBA. It wasn't really questioning it. I mean, obviously winning the MVP at 22, like you mentioned, the youngest player to win the award at 22, leading the Bulls deep in there. It's something that, again, it's nothing that was against his control. It wasn't like he was a bad basketball player, at least when healthy, after he came back from injury. But again, he wasn't able to stay consistently healthy. And I think one thing that might come into the voters' minds is the fact that, again, this wasn't anything, at least in his control.
Right.
This was something that was outside of the game of basketball. Well, not outside of the game of basketball, but outside of what he actually put onto the court. And when he put onto the court, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not going to get in, though, because he only had 4 years of sustained excellence. We've seen 4 years of sustained excellence before and really not play out into guys' favors. And he has the MVP, which is definitely going to help him. But outside of that, he doesn't have a ring. He doesn't have that long sustained excellence. He's not going to be up there when it comes to statistical leaderboards.
No.
He's not going to have that longevity that all of these players have.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that's going to hurt him. He might have a great 4-year stretch, but outside of that, he doesn't have anything to fall his crutch on besides that MVP.
Right. No, and that's a fair argument because I really think that this Cleveland thing was kind of like the final shot. It was a perfect marriage, it seemed on paper. You get to go out and play with the best player in the NBA. You get a shot to go for a championship. You're right back in the hunt. And if you can be on the team and help contribute in a significant manner to a championship for this Cavs team, I think you're right back in that talk. You're right back in that conversation for being in the Hall of Fame because now you've got MVP, you have a ring, you had, if he had another great year performance. I mean, let's be honest, last year on the Knicks, he didn't have a bad year.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't astonishing by any standards, but it was still a solid year. He had 3 solid years in a row, 51, 66, and 64 games played. And, he was averaging, 17 points, 18 points, 16 points, contributing across the board. And it's never been for a lack of effort with Derrick. Like, he always plays up. Those big game series, honestly, you know what's great? Like, you say the word Derrick Rose, and my first memory is I go back to that Celtics series, that playoff series. Yeah.
I go him versus Kansas in that NCAA championship game.
That was, yeah. But the point is,
at least in the NBA. Yeah.
That's fair. But the point is, like, my mind goes to high pressure, like, critical situation. Like, it's always been he plays up. Like, him, Rondo, showdown in that Celtics series that went to, 7 games, 3 or 4 overtimes. Like, it was bonkers. It's still one of the best series in NBA playoff history in my mind.
Well, that's also you had the emotion of being a Bulls fan as well.
But yeah, you have the high
out there.
You have high highs. You never win the championship, but you have pretty good success. You have the low lows of just the tragic injuries. Going down in the playoffs against the Sixers. Never forget that horrible landing midair. Just you knew, and then I don't know. I'm super conflicted because I want him to be good enough, but I know he's not. He's not there yet. I can honestly say that as of today, if he decided like, I've had enough, these injuries, everything, I'm done, he's not it.
I'm going to throw somebody who's not going to be a Hall of Famer, who was a 2-time All-Star, who was a 2-time All-NBA player, and was also on the All-Rookie team when he was a rookie.
Yep.
You look at his best 4-year stretch compared to D Rose. Again, D Rose, 3-time NBA All-Star, was the MVP, only made 1 All-NBA team, where this other player was a 2-time All-NBA player, then also obviously made the All-Rookie and won the Rookie of the Year, D Rose did, but at least taking their best 4 years in consecutive 4 years.
Yeah.
D Rose, 21 points, 6.8 assists, 3.8 rebounds, 46% from the field, and 31% from 3. You look at this other player, 22.1 points per game, 8.1 assists per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, 43% from the field, and 30% from 3. Stephon Marbury versus D Rose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, similar years, one guy didn't win an MVP. I'm not putting Stephon Marbury in the Hall of Fame. I'm probably not going to put D Rose in the Hall of Fame just because those guys didn't have that sustained success. And you can have great 4-year periods, but not have that sustained success and still be a great player. D Rose is a great player. We're not going to put that past him. Probably one of the best Bulls in history, even though he was so brief and so short. He took that franchise from garbage to relevancy again and
overnight.
took on LeBron.
I mean,
it's one thing that I just feel like he's not going to have that sustained success and not be able to be into the Hall of Fame and enshrined in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think it's funny you bring up the Starberry thing. He'll be in the Chinese Hall of Fame though.
Yeah.
But at least he's got that going for him. Maybe D Rose can roll over to China.
They're still in Starberries, by the way.
Oh, we're getting some pairs, I think.
Yeah, we were thinking about for the Fast Break Fantasy League to check out some Starberries to the winners, but
it's still potential.
We didn't get that approved by management here. I don't think we even asked management, so don't blame Ricky on that one. But do blame Ricky because he's never done his roast.
Boom.
Recapping, D Rose Hall of Famer, yes or no?
No, and it's tragic, and it's just the connection to the city is what kind of kills me. You know, he grew up local kid. We watched him in high school, like you said. I was in that same group as him, and just being connected to him was awesome. But at the same time, the injuries over time, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, playing at Simeon, I think he also wore Benji Hughes' number as well.
Yeah.
In honor of him, and did a great job. And maybe I'm making that up, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's Simeon. It's the number every year goes to like the top prospect. Pretty much they are.
But anyways. Simeon, obviously, local kid. We're rooting for D Wade for the same reason because he was a high school kid, played his ball at Richards, not too far away. But that's, again, one thing. It always sucks when these great players from neighborhoods around you who also did great things for the city, like D Rose did, at least bringing back Chicago basketball. I'm not a Bulls fan, but still, I loved watching D Rose because it was the only thing was on TV when we were talking about basketball.
But he was electric, and coming out, it was him and, get this, Russell Westbrook. The two guys.
Well, I was going to say, Michael Beasley.
Oh, well, be easy.
Him and Beasley were the two guys on that one.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, but the point guards in that draft, wasn't it D Rose and Russell Westbrook? I mean, I'm just saying, like, they had a similar.
Wasn't Russ the year before?
It might have been. But I'm just saying, like, in the comparison, it was always like, who would you, I kept seeing that over and over, like, who would you rather have? We only got to see a couple years out of D Rose, and obviously, what Russell Westbrook has become is a whole nother beast.
Same draft. You're right.
Same draft.
Yep. D Rose went 1. Russell Westbrook went 4.
The
K-Love
what ifs
went 5.
just
and 2 and 3 were Michael Beasley and O.J. Mayo.
OJ Mayo was great.
Also, shout out to Brooke Lopez, who was 10 in that draft. Anyways, we are going to wrap it up here on the Fast Break Podcast. Let us know if you think D Rose is a Hall of Famer. Also, we're selling shirts. Check out the description for the instructions there. You got to email, then talk to a wizard, then talk to a troll who lives under a bridge.
Fight a dragon.
Then talk to Dave and fight the dragon.
Yep.
So let us know in the comments down below, at least in the description, if you do want a shirt. Also, let us know if D Rose is a Hall of Famer. But that's going to wrap it up for the OT edition. Sean Anderson, Dave Oster. Check out the full Fast Break Podcast on Blog Talk Radio or iTunes. If you're on iTunes, give us 5 stars. Also, check out patreon.com/mostofitpodcast. I'm doing this so I don't lose my job. We will see you next time.